Hi guys, Ray here from City Fan TV. I'm joined by Bernard Deneen from the Citizen Channel. How you doing, buddy?
I'm all right, mate. Yeah, looking forward to an interesting weekend.
Yeah, we're here to do the derby preview. Sorry, guys, I've got to say this up front. Sorry, guys, I've not been around, but I'm in Germany at the moment working. I'm quite frankly, I'm knackered all the time, and not had time to do much in the way of streams. But we're here. Derby's on Sunday, so we're here to have a chat about our trip to the old toilets that is Old Trafford. United, off the top of my head, they're probably, since Pep's been here, that's one of the teams that we've got the worst record against, I reckon, in the league. What do you think?
Overall, yeah. I think we've done well at Old Trafford, but overall, they've usually beat us at our place, haven't they? So, yeah, if you think of when Pep comes, he probably won almost as many as we have. I don't think they quite won more than us, but I think it's not much difference. Only one or two games difference between us.
It's frustrating because they're shit.
Yeah.
That's what's always frustrated me, is they've been crap and we've just turned up sometimes. I've been crapper. All right, last season
when we were crap, we used to get hammered all the time. Very rarely we got a win when we were crap. It's simple. Yeah. But we've not punished them. We've not took advantage and closed the gap, if you like, on games won. You know, I think it's still something like 18, 19 games more they've won than we have, or something like that overall. We could have closed that gap, down to single figures or something like that, but we just haven't.
Yeah, it is disappointing that they're that they've won so many games against. Let's have a quick look at what the league positions are and what the form's like. So obviously we're sat in second behind Spurs. We lost those two league games on the bounce. We come back and won last time out. We won against the Young Boys. Not as probably as easy as we'd have liked it to be. United, they managed to win in the Champions League for the first time this season. They'd lost the first two games. They won against Copenhagen. I was hoping they'd lose, and that would be the end of their Champions League. And they'd struggle to get into the Europa League spot. But looks like, they're starting to get back on track a little bit. They've won their last two league games. So the table, when I look at it and I think, hang on, United are crap. We got 21 points. They've got 15. If they beat us on Sunday, they're 3 points behind. And the difference between the two teams shouldn't be 3 points, but those two losses for us obviously have hurt us. But United are sat there in 8th position. They scored 11 goals, let in 13. We've scored 19 and let in 7. And it's quite disappointing, actually, that we're not even in the top 3 of Premier League scorers. I mean, Spurs have got 20. Liverpool have got 20. Villa have got 23.
3 words, mate.
What?
Kevin De Bruyne.
You reckon that's the difference?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Without a shadow of a doubt. I mean, the other guys are doing okay, but he's the big difference.
I'm just going to mention the two teams, give them their due. Newcastle are the top scorers in the league with 24. All right, 8-0 against Sheffield United helped a lot. And Brighton have got 22. So, yeah, absolutely. You're absolutely right. I'm not going to say much about Kevin.
And also, Ilkay Gundogan.
Yeah. Oh, losing those two is huge. Absolutely huge. But since they're not available for us on Sunday, I'm not going to think too much about them. We're going to have to.
I'm not bringing Ilkay back.
Well, look, his mosaic might score a goal against United.
What worries me about this game is, I think both teams were in a similar position last season at Old Trafford. I know we lost because of a stupid refereeing decision at the end, but we could have still come back and won that game if we kept our heads on, which we didn't. But I think we're very similar. I just think we're not performing. Excuse me. Yeah. We're not performing particularly well. They're a bit inconsistent. I think it was exactly the same last year. I don't know what month it was. Was it March, April? I'm not too sure. I mean, it just has the same vibe to me, and it's a worry because obviously I think we're in a similar positions. But again, we surely on paper will win this quite comfortably.
Yeah.
But how we've been playing recently, we've been making hard work and stuff. Young Boys, I thought, played very, very well the other night. I thought Young Boys were a good team to play, and we got there eventually. But it's that goals for, isn't it? That's the big problem. We've got to be scoring more than 1 or 2 against United, because we know they can get 1 or 2 themselves.
We're not really keeping too many clean sheets, are we?
No.
You know, I'm just going to look at our recent record. Obviously, we beat the Young Boys, but they scored. We beat them 3-1. We beat Brighton, but Brighton scored. We lost to Arsenal, which obviously means they scored. We beat Leipzig, but they scored. We lost to Wolves. We lost to Newcastle in the EFL Cup. You've got to go back to the 23rd of December, more than a month since we last kept a clean sheet. And that's against Forest. If you go a bit further back, we let a goal in against Red Star Belgrade. We let a goal in against West Ham. We let a goal in against Fulham. We let a goal in against Sheffield United. You've got to then go back all the way to the 19th of August before our last clean sheet. So basically, in the whole season, we've had 3 clean sheets.
And when you think that probably we're looking at our defence and what we've added to it, I was quite confident at the start of the season that the defence looks a lot stronger than it has looked other seasons, and yet we're still letting the odd goal in, but we're not scoring 4 or 5 up the other end. That's the problem, isn't it?
Yeah. We've had 3 clean sheets in 15 games. No one's talking about that, but nearly all the score predictions I give the other team a goal. I always give them a goal because we are finding ways to concede, and it is a concern. It's definitely a concern for me because,
well, it's concerning against this lot because they have the ability to. Our weaknesses, we seem to get caught, don't we? Caught cold on the break at times. I mean, the young boys goal. I mean, the camera was still showing Haaland's replay of Haaland's shot, and they scored up the other end. I thought, what the hell happened? And obviously it was unbelievable. And United are quite capable of pulling that off, even with their rubbishy team.
Yeah, I mean, actually, it's an interesting thing. I'm just floating around different topics from topic to topic. But I can't remember who it was, but someone did a combined Man United and Manchester City team. And they said the only Man United player, go on, I can't remember who it was, but who was the only Man United player they suggested could get into the City side?
Bruno.
Nope.
Well, that's what I saw. Bruno Fernandes.
The one I saw was Rashford. They reckon Rashford.
What I saw was a few was saying just Bruno Fernandes is getting it, and that's it, nobody else. But Rashford, he's not been playing that well, has he? He's gone off the boil, but it doesn't matter, does it? It doesn't make any pigging difference when it comes. I mean, even Hodgland will probably, they'll be up for it, won't they? Let's be honest about it. There's still the hangover from the Bobby Charlton thing. Yeah. They'll still be high after that. I'm sure there's something going to be done before this game, even though they did something the other night. I'm not too sure of the necessity to do it, but I think City want to do something as well for him, which is fair enough. I mean, you have to accept that. I'm sure the City fans there will be fine, behave themselves. But it doesn't stop that emotional atmosphere, does it, for the players and for the guys to go, let's go and win this one for Bobby, let's go and win this derby, and all the usual paraphernalia that goes with it. And we're going to have to be better. We're going to have to be our best because they'll be riding that side, the fans and the team. So we've got to pull out a bloody good performance on Sunday to get anything out of this game.
Yeah, I'm just going to go back a bit because you mentioned Bruno Fernandes as you thought, or someone said he's the only.
Yeah, one. I mean, I didn't agree or disagree.
He's the only one to get in. What would he be doing in the City side? It reminds me of Coming to America. Early on in the film, that would be Bruno Fernandes' job because he couldn't get in the City side as a player. And guys, if you haven't seen Coming to America and the scene I'm thinking about, if you're young, don't go and watch it. Okay, if you're old enough, go and watch the first few minutes, and you'll see what. Because Bruno Fernandes not for me. I'm not buying that. getting into.
Well, let's face it. The only reason they won the other night was they brought Christian Eriksen on. I mean, he's about 52. I mean, he was. I think he was rubbish again. If I remember rightly, I thought he was garbage last year against us when he played against us. He just couldn't cope with the lads we've got in midfield. He just wasn't good enough, and yet he was good. You know, he pulled him out of it in the same way Maguire and Onana pulled. You know, the guys who've been absolutely pilloried all season pulled him out of it. So that's that just shows what we could be in for with the two idiots of the club, if you like, the two poor performers become their heroes, and so they'll be up for it.
Absolutely, absolutely, they'll be up for it. I'm going to ask you about the team now. We've got everybody available apart from KDB.
Akanji.
Okay, sorry,
and Akanji.
Oh yeah, sorry, Akanji, because he got those two. I actually think that's good for us.
Yeah, well, that's good because there's no way he's not going to play Diaz, is there? No. I mean, he might have been tempted, knowing Pep, to keep Diaz out like he did the other week, but with no Akanji, there's no way Diaz isn't starting that game.
No. Well, the thing is, I mean, obviously after the Young Boys game, a couple of players, 2 or 3 players, didn't really enhance their reputations, and
there was one that did, though, mate, wasn't there?
Go on, I can't remember, mate.
My man of the match, Grealish.
Did he? Did he? Oh, I tell you what, that's
he was better than Doku on the night. Put it that way.
That's a turn up for the Bucks, isn't it?
It might have been. It might be the kick up the bum he needed, mate. He was far more positive, keen, and to be honest with you, we'll talk about the team in a minute. But if it came down to if he's not going to play both, which obviously is brave of him if he does. If he's not going to play both, I personally, I'll name one player now. I think Grealish should get in before Doku.
Wow.
Based on the fact that he looks as though he's, give him another chance. Is it just a one-off, or has he suddenly realised he's got to do something?
Pep, because I've been out working, I didn't watch Pep's press conference. I mean, I actually forgot it was Friday. That's how bad my week is. And
there's a couple of doubts, wasn't there? Was it Foden? Someone else was a doubt. Yeah, I know Foden was one of them because I've obviously considered him for the team. But there was 2 players he said were not fully fit the other night, and one of them was Foden. So I'm not sure the other was.
But I'm just going to see if I can find the details of the press conference because he did. Well, let's not bother. He did say some positive stuff about Jack Grealish. That's the other couple of bits that I saw. One of them was about positiveness about Jack, and you're right. He might be coming back into it again. So.
And he played well against United last season. I know the goal. He did play very, very well at Old Trafford. And he's the sort of player we need to wind him up as well.
Look, I'm always in 2 minds about Jack and Doku because Jack's got the experience. Doku's got that excitement. I don't think Doku would be fazed by playing Man United.
No. I'd love him to start like he did against Young Boys, Ireland up the middle, and Doku and Grealish on the wings. But I don't think he will.
Okay. Right, I'm gonna go through it then. Let's go through this team. So, go on. I'll let you start. I'll let you go through the back 5.
The back 5. Well, yes, obviously, we're going for Ederson. Going for Ederson.
Hey, you don't know.
The thing is, obviously, we've got Walker or Lewis. I don't think he's going to play on both.
No.
So I would have to go with Walker.
Yep. Experience.
I don't think he'll play. I don't think Lewis will get a game in the middle either, so he'll be missing out.
Yeah.
Diaz and Stones.
Yeah, I'll go along with that.
And Aki on the left instead of Gvardiol.
Well,
I put Aki in because he's pure experience and he does the job, and that's perhaps what we need against United. We know he's been there, he's done it. Gvardiol hasn't.
Could you see? I'm just throwing it out there.
I wasn't worried about Gvardiol being there. Don't get me wrong, but I just think for the fact he's been there and he knows what it's like. Old Trafford, Gvardiol's fairly new to it. We want to win this game. I think Aki's a safe pair of hands.
After the Young Boys game and some, let's say, below par performances, about a couple of new signings, apparently. Do you see a possibility of going Walker on the right, then Diaz, then Aki, and Gvardiol, and putting John Stones alongside Rodri. Can you see that as a possibility?
I can see that if there is a doubt about Foden, but otherwise, obviously, either Foden, Bernardo, or Alvarez are missing out. So I see that if that's the problem. If Foden is a problem.
Let's
But I
look at
wouldn't shy away from it. I mean, I've got a team there where I said I'd give 4 extra names that would be appearing there. I wouldn't be too worried about it.
Yeah.
So
let's suggest that Haaland's
nothing wrong with that. What you just said there is not quite what I've got, but it's certainly no problem to me.
Yeah. I mean, let's suggest that Haaland plays. Okay, he's not getting dropped. Let's suggest that Alvarez has to play. He has to. You can't not play him, even though he got a little bit lucky last week with his goal. He got a goal. Having said that, Haaland got lucky against Young Boys with his goal, with his penalty. So you can't say, oh, on one hand, Alvarez was lucky and discount the goal he scored, and then want to count the Haaland goal. So I think Alvarez has to start, and then you got a perm 2 from Grealish, Bernardo, Doku, Foden. I'm not going to mention anybody else because I don't think anybody else comes into the picture. Kovacic and
I mean, I've discounted Kovacic.
I've discounted. Phillips I've discounted, and Nunes as well for the time being.
Yeah, I've discounted Nunes as well. Yeah,
because of the game it is. Because of the
Nunes for the same reason. I was thinking of Gvardiol just because of where it is and what it is.
Yeah. So go on then. If I'll say it again. Go through the 4-11 for me. Who are you going with?
Yeah. So I mean, I initially said Ederson, Walker, Diaz, Stones, and Aki. Obviously, you're saying potentially Gvardiol, obviously to come into that position, aren't you? For Aki, is it?
Yeah.
Rodri,
I've in the centre and Gvardiol on the left, so I fall at the back.
Yeah. And then obviously Rodri's no problem with Rodri, obviously. But I mean, he didn't start Bernardo, did he? So for me, Bernardo's going to be starting this one.
Go along with that. I'll go along with that. So where would you have Bernardo?
The only other one, of course, is Foden, who has said might be a problem, might be a little niggle there that we're not too sure of.
Let's say Foden's fit. So you've gone through your back 6. Who are your front 5?
Yeah, so Bernardo, Foden, Alvarez, Grealish, and Haaland.
That's decent. Can't argue with that.
Yeah, but if Doku appears, I wouldn't worry. If Gvardiol appears, I wouldn't worry. But apart from that, I think he's taking a chance if he puts. But I said I wouldn't even worry. I wouldn't even worry if the front 3 was Doku, Grealish, and Haaland. I wouldn't worry because it's United. As long as we've got some legs in the middle.
Absolutely. We need some energy, and that's one of the reasons I wouldn't have had Bruno Fernandes in my side, because I just think he's a lazy beggar, and we need those legs. We need people to be put in a shift. Okay, we've played 15 games this season, and I don't think we've hit our straps yet.
No.
And I'll accept again, we've lost KDB, we've lost Ilkay Gundogan, and obviously Mahrez as a player, as a first-team player, was less important, but I think he was still a senior player, so his voice
was a worry. It was a worry for other teams. There's someone to worry about, wasn't he? Some of the players we brought in are not worries to other teams at the moment, but there was a respect for Mahrez, and you got to put that into account. Even if he wasn't playing particularly well, other teams have respect for who he is.
Yeah. So we are lacking a little bit. We've said it all season: creativity. We're lacking a bit of spark, And it's showing our average. Basically, our average score this season is 2-1 to us, and that's not Manchester City. That's not us.
We had 26 shots on target, not on target. 26 shots against Young Boys. All right, we scored 3, but I mean, of those 26 shots, all right, the goalie made a meal of a couple of them, but Can you remember anything significant that that was fantastic bit of defending, or that was a fantastic bit of goalkeeping? There's a couple. There's about 3 of Doku's where there's certainly one where the keeper had to save it, but he made it look more spectacular than it probably was. And the other 2, I think Doku hit over or wide. The other couple of chances, but. It's a bit of a worry, but obviously if you get 26 chances on Sunday, hopefully we'll put 3 or 4 in and the game will be over.
Yeah, well, Haaland in the first derby last season got a hat-trick, so did Foden. So, I'd take Haaland hat-trick would be nice. He's scored 1 hat-trick this season, hasn't he?
Yeah.
It's a poor return for that many games.
Yeah, I mean, he could have had 4 or 5 the other night again. Penalty wasn't the greatest. He's in a Franny Lee, I think, with that penalty. He just smacked it for all he was worth. So there's nothing wrong with that. It worked for Franny, so why not? But and the goal was an excellent goal. But as we say, he made a bit of a meal of 2 or 3 other good chances, really.
Yeah, absolutely. Right, mate. I'm going to press you for a score prediction as we finish this preview.
Yes, well, you've already mentioned it, actually. You've already said it. Mr. Morrison and me agree this week. He was spot on, by the way, against Young Boys. He said 3-1, so well done to him. I said 3-0, so I was 1 out. But I've gone, you mentioned it earlier, 2-1. I've gone, but hopefully a reasonably comfortable, I know it sounds daft, doesn't it, with 1 goal, but a reasonably comfortable 2-1. But I'm hoping for 4 or 5, but I'm going 2-1.
I'm going to go for 3-1. I'm going to go. Obviously, we're going to back City. I'm going to go for 3-1.
We're going to let it go, aren't we? We're going to let it go. It's how we react to it. That's if we act like we did last season when they equalised with that dodgy goal. If we fall up, and that's temperament. We've got to stay focused on Sunday. As I say, the atmosphere, the tenseness in it. That's why I want to see people like Aki who've been there and done it rather than Guardiola. Yeah. And Nunes, as you said, if Nunes starts, I like Nunes. I think people are treating him very unfairly after that Young Boys game, but not for this game. We've just got to keep our heads straight.
Yeah, look, I mean, we can't let United do us again. I can see Liverpool going there this season and thumping them the way that each team's playing, and Liverpool are going to be there or thereabouts this season. Spurs are still top. Arsenal there or thereabouts. We. Again, yes, it's very early in the season. After Sunday, there's still 28 games to go, 3/4 of the season. But at some point, we've got to start putting.
Not beat the big teams. I think we struggled a bit last season. I think if you look at the stats, beating the top teams, and we've got to start beating them like we were 3 or 4 seasons, 2, 3, 4 seasons ago. Apart from the COVID season, of course, where Liverpool ran away with it. But we were beating the top teams as well. We were beating the big teams. You don't call United a top team, but they're a big team. They're never easy to beat for us anyway, because it's a derby, or Liverpool to beat, for instance. But So we've got to start getting the results. So that draw, Chelsea and Arsenal wasn't bad being a draw. I'll take that. Chelsea win might have been okay, but it would have given them extra confidence. We've got to play them in obviously 2 or 3 weeks' time. So. Yeah, I mean, we've got to do it. We've got to go. I mean, I'll be disappointed with the draw. I would have took a draw at Arsenal. I'm not taking a draw at Old Trafford. If we get a draw, I'll be disappointed.
And I totally agree. I think Arsenal, the draw is worth a little bit more than 1 point. Drawing against United, you might as well not bother coming back to Manchester, boys. Because if anybody wants to query us, we live in Manchester. They don't. They're in Salford. Or they're in Trafford, aren't they? So, but no, you're right.
It's got a Manchester postcode, hasn't it? But hey, there you go.
Failsworth's got a Manchester postcode. They're out of the way, Oldham's got a Manchester ring code, hasn't it? Dial code. So I'm not having.
I'm an SK. I'm a WA, me. I'm not Manchester anymore. I'm WA, me.
WA. What does that stand for?
Got enough to do with Wankdale Stadium anyway, that's for sure.
I was about to say something about that. You're a Wankdorf Anonymous, aren't you? Yeah. No, all right, buddy. Bernard's going for 2-1 to City. I'm going 3-1 to City. We've got to win. Got to keep it tight at the top because the longer we're there breathing down the necks of the other teams, that's pressure. That's what, that helps to build pressure on other sides, and we've got to be there. We can't afford to be dropping behind this early, even this early in the season, because, I think Arsenal will look like they're going to do better than last year. They look a bit more resolute. And we've just got to keep toe-to-toe with everybody till KDB.
I'm glad that Spurs is at home, isn't it? We're playing soon.
Yeah.
It's not away, is it? No, I'm glad we're playing them at home first. Put it that way.
Oh, yeah, no, that away record is shambolic. But that's for another day. All right, buddy, you take care. And hopefully on Sunday, I'll be back after the game, not before the game. I think my last show finishes at 4 p.m. UK time, and I need a bit of time to pack up. So I'll watch the game, and I'll hopefully, as long as we don't get beat, come on and do a little chat.
But you'll miss a bit of it. It's R3 kickoff.
I'm in Germany. I'm 1 hour ahead.
Ah, right, okay.
I'm 1 hour ahead. So
you said UK time, you finish at 4 o'clock. So.
No, I finish at 5 Germany time. So or 4:45. So I should be able to get back to the hotel within about 20 minutes. And so that's
4:45, isn't it?
Yeah, I'll finish about time. Yeah, I'll finish about 4:45 UK time.
So you'll miss the start then, because we kick off at 3:30
on Sunday.
Yeah, it's 3:30 kickoff, not 4:30.
Seriously, well,
yeah.
I'm going.
I know it's normally 4:30, but it's 3:30 p.m. UK time. Now, we put the clocks back though, don't we, on Saturday night? So does that affect you?
Well, we put them back here as well, mate.
All right, okay.
Whatever. If I'm going to miss the start, I'll just cut my show down. I'm only supposed to be doing. The guy wants 30 to 35 minutes. The girl last week was doing 25 minutes. I'm doing 45 minutes.
Well, you don't want to be missing too much of this game, mate. The derbies are always...
I'm doing 45 minutes, and then I get asked to do an encore. I don't leave for an hour. And the guy, when we first did it, he was looking at 30 minutes. I'm there for an hour, and people don't leave. So, on one hand, it's really good, but some people will feel shortchanged, because sometimes, actually, this week, you get people that a family coming on Monday, they come in on Wednesday. Again, another guy came on Monday, they came back on Thursday. I saw this woman and her family yesterday. They came back again today. So people are coming back. So if someone who's been before sees me on Sunday doing half an hour instead of an hour and then legging it out, as I finish the show, opening my shirt and sewing my Man City top as I leg it out, I'll get done for that. But anyway, guys, no, I'll do my best to not miss anything of the game. But
you'll turn it on after 20 minutes. We'll be 4-0 up, mate. Don't worry about it.
Well, I'll hold you to that, Bernard. I'll hold you to that. Right, guys.
If you're 12 seconds late, you might miss a goal.
12 seconds is a long time in football.
Yeah, I think they'll last longer than that this time. So I've said to the United fans, well, last longer than 12 seconds, and that's an achievement for you.
Yeah, well, let's not go into some rude jokes. Let's cut it out here. Cut it out here.
Only you could do that then. Only you.
What? It's a sad shot.
About the rude jokes when I was being sensible.
I thought you were setting me up for the... Anyway, right, before this disintegrates into a spunk bubble battle, we will move on, and we'll catch you guys hopefully on Sunday. I'll catch you on Sunday hopefully for the post-match, and then hopefully I'll try and get hold of Bernard and do the day after review, and hopefully talk about 3 points for City and a good win. Bernard, take care, buddy. See you soon. It's not 2-2, is it? It's not. How was it? 2-2. Look at my camera. 2-2. Right, guys, you take care. I don't know how I'm going to edit this. We'll see you soon. See you around, Blues.